Great. I request everyone again to just keep yourself on mute for our better experience. And very good evening to everyone. It's my honor and privilege to host today's evening talk on perspective with ProTouch. What you got here won't get you there. I think this is one of my favorite quotes and book given by Marshall Goldsmith. Keeping that in mind, Protach thought of having a perspective from Dr. Snigdha Mujumdar. Today, she is a startup enthusiastic and a design thinker, and currently working as a chief operating officer at ID5. Please correct me if I am pronouncing this wrong, because I searched it also on Google how to do that. And this company is committed to build a world without fraud and having a confidence in doing a business. I mean, this is a very, very unique purpose I have come across. She has worked with world class brands like DHL, Flipkart, ITC, and GE. She is also a PhD holder, and her research work focused on international business and corporate strategies from IIFT Delhi. Now, this is what is her resume and profile talks about, though. When you will go through her LinkedIn profile, you will get to see she is talking about everything. Recent post about creative thinking, recent post about fitness. So that shows that she lives life beyond her corporate life. I welcome you, Snigdha, and thank you so much because today she was not well at all. But since she has committed to us, she has taken out 1 hour of, her from her busy schedule today. So thank you so much, Snigdha, for that.
It's my honor to be here and spending one
Thank
hour with all of you talking to you. I'm really, really feeling blessed. Thank you so much.
thank you. Thank you so much. Today's program will be we will have some discussions. First, one or two couple of questions only I will be asking to Snigdha, and then followed by only and only question and answers. So I'm looking forward for that chat window where you want to discuss. If I feel somewhere as a team that we are deviating from the topic, then I may keep the particular uh, question on hold. So pardon me for that in advance. After that, if you have any ProTouch HR certification course related queries, do stay back. I personally, with my partner, Rahul Sethi, we will be addressing your queries related to our HR generalist, HR analytics, and data sciences related queries. I'm very proud to mention that we are also associated with institutes like IIM and XLRI for executive learning programs. So do remain in touch with us. And after the program, we can have detailed discussion around your queries. So I look forward for that. But before that, can I expect a really great participation from all the participants? If yes, use your reaction buttons or let me know in the chat box. Because without, thank you, Trishant, for that
Thank you,
big thumbs
Nidhi.
up.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Riddhi, for that. Great. So look forward for a great session. Along with that, the first question, without wasting a single minute, Snigdha, I have for you. We have heard a lot about leadership, a lot. I mean, there are books after books which are talking about leadership. But since you have such a long year of experience, I just would like to know what is leadership for you?
So, I don't know, somehow I think I'm always destined to talk about leadership. So, wherever I go, I get this topic of talking on leadership. And every time that I talk, I think the situation is different. The scenario, the world has changed. Every year we are changing, right? So sometimes back while I was preparing for as a keynote speaker in one of the seminar, I was doing some Google search on Amazon
Hmm?
uh, on leadership books, and I found 80,000 books on
Oh
leadership.
my God.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So you are right. there are lots of definition, and no definition is good, bad, right, wrong. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
all of them are very well known author, and they have really written what they have experienced, felt, heard in their life about leadership. So what I promise you guys is that today I'm not going to talk from anyone's book or anyone's speech. Like as Dr. Aparna mentioned, I'm only going to talk about what I feel about leadership. Yeah, so this is entirely my own opinion about leadership. That doesn't mean that anybody else who is in conflict with my thought process is right or wrong. Okay. So for me, a leader is someone who can lead without the thought. I think the first thing that comes in our mind that to become leader, you need some kind of a authority, which is not right for me. Okay.
Leader is someone who leads.
Without authority, yeah,
Oh,
you really do not need authority
Yes,
to
ma'am.
become a.
okay.
So, if you see the evolution of leaders from the past, like the last 50, 60 years, you will see various kind of leaderships which have emerged over a period of time. And
Mm-hmm.
I have a habit of usually going by the history. I like political leaders somehow. I like
Mm-hmm.
to read world history, what is happening in politics and all that. And I think the best of the leaders I have found there, always. Yeah, and my way of learning about leadership is reading those autobiography of the presidential autobiography, usually. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
have seen that the way it started was very authoritarian leaders. So
Right.
we first thought, white hair, more experience, young people
Mm-hmm.
oblige, and you come and say something, people will think that you come with a lot of experience. So you are right, which
Mm-hmm.
may be right at that point in time. Okay, but things
Right.
have changed now. All right. Then came a set of leaders who are very coach leaders
Mm-hmm.
in the middle section. Those are the leaders, are wonderful leaders. They have actually prepared a lot of leaders for the future. Okay?
True.
They have
Hmm.
mentored, they have coached, they have kind of curated that kind of a roadmap for those
Hmm.
buddy people who are have have blossomed to be a very future leader now. Yeah. During my time, I have definitely interacted with such leaders. They were wonderful mentors, coach, and all that. But that's a different style. What it is now, yeah, I think now a leader is more like a gardener. Yeah, a gardener
Hmm.
who will. So what if you watch a gardener very closely? And I always had the privilege of having a house in Calcutta. And
Uh-huh.
all the houses in Calcutta, they are known as Bagan Badi. So Bagan is actually a garden.
Okay.
We had this huge garden where we used to. I know how gardening happens. So you keep space to the plants one after the other. You know the seeds. You water them, clean them. You make the environment very nicely cleaned. Then you
Mm-hmm.
make sure that the proper nutrition, comfort, and everything goes there. But you do not dictate them what to do, isn't it? I think this is the era of gardener leaders. So you make sure that people in your team are properly coached, mentored, given all the resources, given feedback, at the same time given space, given all the facilities, all the support that they need, and leave them alone to do their work. This is empowerment, right?
True.
So, for
Right.
all the future leaders who are here who believe leadership is only about performance, you will very soon realize that leadership is only about people. Anyone who doesn't know how to connect with the people will definitely fail as a leader after a certain point. You can chase performance after a time, you will reach there, but you will reach a stagnancy if your people
Mm.
are not coming along with you, if they leave you. Yeah. So
Absolutely.
what skills in your functional domain really don't matter. So in my whole life, I think if you have seen my profile, Parna, I think I have worked not in one domain. And
True.
every time that I was recruited by someone, he asked me, "अरे तुम्हारा तो knowledge नहीं है इस domain में." But I've always succeeded because Um, uh, Domain knowledge is important. I'm not saying that domain knowledge is not important, but I think after a certain point of time, your functional domain don't matter as much. Your ability to draw the right talent or the best output from your team, and that only a domain. Yeah? So
Hmm.
I would say that you can actually lead without authority if you are empowered, and a good leader do the same with the team and
Hmm.
extract the best out of the team. That is
Great.
how I define a leadership.
Amazing. I mean, there are a few thoughts I get. The first is, leading without authority and a leader like a gardener. And having said that, the gardener also need to cut sometimes, and in garden needs to water sometimes. So there are some hard decisions, there are some soft decisions. Today's LinkedIn video is all about that. Harish is smiling. I can feel that, so same thing the thought has given, and we leaders may sometimes, try to get into the frame of being good, but sometimes we need to uh, be harsh if sometimes if required the plant needs to grow, so that is also required. I mean, that's an amazing thought. But Snigdha, most of the MBA students or the graduates today who pass out, they feel that at entry level I need to show leadership, everyone should be leader. Okay. And sometimes it is also seen that at the some organizations do not prefer to have very lot of aggression as a leadership at the beginning of the career. And sometimes what happens if at the entry level if you exhibit too many leadership skills, or want to take initiative and everything, sometimes people perceive you as a you are very aggressive, you have that high level aspirations, and then you are very difficult to maintain. So that becomes a challenge at the time of hiring and promoting. So when is the right time to exhibit your leadership skills? Is it at entry level, mid level, when?
Oh, good question. Actually, you know what? I've never thought about it. I think you were giving me a very good clue to think more on this. But I think so there are certain leaders I have seen in my life, they are born leaders. Yeah. They have a natural charisma, a natural capability of
Mhm.
to become a leader. So wherever they go, they are leading. Okay.
Hmm.
There are some people who lag behind because either they are not confident that they can become a leader,
Hmm.
or they have not developed that mindset. Yeah. What I think in my whole life, I have seen that um, it was actually a gradual process. Yeah. Um, so there is a myth. People always think that leadership is about managing a team of people.
Hmm.
It is not. Yeah. So whenever somebody is an individual contributor in a team, that person thinks that that person is not a leader because he
Hmm.
is not handling a team, right?
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
that's the biggest myth. You don't need a team to lead, to become a leader. Leadership is about how people learn from you, seek your advice, and inspired by you. Now tell me, you can do it in any stage of your life, right?
True.
Knowingly, unknowingly, we do it all the time. When we
Hmm.
were in our school, there were some class monitors, they were leaders. People
True.
were listening to them because of some qualities that they had. We didn't know that time that he is a leader. And I have always wanted to be like that, the class monitor, right?
Hmm.
So I think it always happening all the time. You know, I'm a big believer of the subconscious mind. I
Hmm.
always believe that it's a mindset. If you believe in it, you program your mind, your brain, your heart, your entire life about your capability, that belief system that you have. Yeah.
Hmm.
And so from mid-level, entry level to mid-level to the top management level, it's a gradual process and it is happening all the time at a subconscious level without you knowing it. Okay.
True.
So one leads to the other. So I would always say that you have to develop a state of mind even at the entry level. Don't think that you are not a leader. You are leader at a different phase altogether. Your
Hmm.
leadership phases changes over your life cycle. Okay. And once one day you suddenly realize that you're behaving like a leader, people are inspired by you, people want to listen to you, and suddenly you become a leader. Okay.
This is
Now,
so relatable.
Yeah, and so for the entry level, because I'm sure there must be a lot of students who are here. So let me tell you, how can you become a leader unknowingly?
Mhm.
You are a thought leader, you are a leader, right? So maybe you can curate and create a lot of content. Like you can go and write in Facebook and Medium, and people are following you. You are a leader, right? You can go and speak in an event. You are a leader. Yeah, extracurricular activities. That's you are a leader. You are the coach of the cricket team. You are a leader. You are the captain of the football team. You are the leader. You need to look into the bigger picture when you are at the entry level. Yeah. See, it's very easy to start seeing things from a limited point of view of your position. But when you look into the larger lens from the company, then you can help. Maybe you have an idea, you go and tell your manager, say, hey, you know what? I'm looking into the bigger picture and I see this is what we can do. You suddenly become leader without a title because he's
Leader
listening.
without a title, absolutely.
Yeah? Now you need to think proactively and you need to think positively. So maybe you have been given a project which has failed and you don't know how it failed. A good leader will not dwell on the wrong. A good leader will proactively find for a solution, very, very solution oriented, encouraging, be a team player. You will not pull your team down to a level where your project will fail. You know,
Hmm.
these are the finer qualities that you learn when you are at the entry or the mid level. You don't really have to display your leadership skills like leading a team. These are also leadership qualities. All right. Listen and learn from others. I have learned a lot from listening. Now, this age is of Netflix and Amazons and everything is available online, right?
Mhm.
If you watch that Queen's Gambit or you watch the Crown, or there's such
Crown.
amazing things in there. You
Right.
listen, you learn. Yeah? Leadership is also about networking with purpose. Okay.
Yes.
Um,
Wonderful.
yeah. So I know that the people that I started working with when I was in GE, uh,
Mhm.
I'm still connected with them. Yeah, they have become leader. I have also become a leader now, but we are different. We are leader at a different level. We have respect. We are still learning from each other. Yeah. Another way of displaying leadership and learning leadership is find a mentor. Okay. If you find a good mentor, then definitely you have won the game. Yeah.
Hmm.
Master your job. Nothing can beat your skills and your knowledge. You will automatically become a leader. Yeah. And also you need to understand that where all you need to build your strength. So a leader should be an extrovert? No, not really. I'm not an extrovert, trust me. Yeah. I'm a very, very silent person. I won't say I'm an introvert. I was, but I'm no more an introvert, but I'm not an extrovert also. Yeah. Let me
And
tell
I'm
you
an extrovert. Too
to,
much extrovert.
you know what, Aparna, the audience or the people who are working with you, it doesn't matter whether you are introvert or extrovert. They can make out how fake you are and how original you are.
Absolutely. True.
Yeah. So you just be yourself and just work on your leadership capabilities. That's it. You don't have to follow anyone. Just learn. Everybody has their own leadership skills. Okay.
Hmm.
Some people are participative, some people are explorative. Let it be. You be comfortable in your own skin. All right.
That is so very important. Be
Yes.
comfortable
Yeah,
what
yeah,
you are.
yeah.
But you
So
know, Snigdha, that brings us to the another question that everyone says, be like this. And I do a lot of mentoring. I mean, there are many students of ours are here, and we provide them career coaching as well as a part of our course. I spend around 1 hour time with them for career coaching, and we try to figure out, layers after layers. I open up, and most of them have around 4 to 5 years of experience, or 3 to 4 years of experience. Now the time has come to go to next level, but most of them face the challenge of having those leadership skills, maybe people management, networking. So if you can throw some light that how the professionals and the young professionals can develop those skills which will help them to take them to the next level. They're excellent performers, they're excellent human beings, but there is something missing which stops their career growth. So, how one can develop those leadership skills?
So first of all, my request to all these people who are really struggling at their entry level that please don't take stress. Yeah, you will evolve automatically. Trust me. Yeah, you will. I did. You will also. Yeah. I still. So you remember those students who used to always fight for the first and second and the third position in the class? Yeah,
Right.
so you shouldn't really stress yourself for a position or how do I, it will happen over a period of time. Now let me tell you, I started learning leadership by reading books. However, that never helps. Yeah, it's not like swimming. Yeah, you really cannot learn leadership just by reading books. You need to develop your skills for sure, and you have to give time to it. All right. Another thing that I would like to say that your leadership development, so you want to develop your skills, right? That is your problem. That is not a problem of the company. The first
Hmm.
time that I join an organization, we think that, अरे मुझे तो leader बनाया ही नहीं. अरे nobody is going to make you leader. You have to work on yourself. This is not a KRA of the company. This is your KRA. Yeah. So there was a big hype on qualification and domain knowledge. See, I am a big fan of qualification. I myself have also done the best that I could do in my academics. But somehow I also feel that leadership has got nothing to do with your education or to do with your domain knowledge. Domain knowledge definitely gives you confidence, but leadership is more than your domain knowledge. So previously what used to happen, all the books will tell you practice discipline, become more responsible, become more aware of the situation, inspire others, keep learning, solve conflicts, you
Hmm.
have to be a good listener, old school thought. Okay, they definitely are important, but as
Hmm.
I'm saying, you know what, right now the world is moving from a complicated world to a complex world. Now, what is a complicated world and what is a complex world? Complicated it was always before. Yeah. Um, why it is complex now? Because you see a lot of disruption in the industry right now.
Hmm.
You see all the startups. Like, I think the startup thing started coming up in the mid of 2000, like around 2005, 2007. I think one of the pioneer was Flipkart. Yeah.
True.
I had a very good fortune of working with Flipkart and with the founders very closely. So, uh, I know how complicated it is. With the same kind of experiment, your results will vary every time. Yeah. So your results. So a complicated world is you have a fixed solution and the results will be fixed. That is complicated world. A complex world is even if you fix your problem, you are not sure about the outcome.
True.
The startups have come and they have disrupted. I'm also a part of startup. I've kind of vowed that I will never ever work with any other company other than startup because I'm crazily interested because of this disruption. But the
Great.
world has become complicated, so the tools are different. So the old school tool will not work. you know if you really want to have a resilient structure around your organization, you have to ask people for help, and you're networking in the team, in the company so much that if someone has read the book which is known as Speed of Trust, I think you need that speed of trust. Okay.
Hmm.
If the company has the speed of trust, set of people in the startup world, the community, the country, everything will go towards the right direction. Now, so what kind of skill sets you need in today's world? I think we all need to be great storytellers. When the startup go and they pitch in, what do? Why suddenly TEDx and Josh talks and everything of this world became so popular? People would like to know your story. Yeah. So I think our leaders, our future leaders, must know how to tell the story, and story comes from here, the passion, your heart. And if you see all the startup founders are very, very passionate people. This is what is ruling the leadership right now. You need a lot of persuasion because nothing comes easily. Even if You are pouring money after money and series A, B, C, whatever. But if you cannot pursue your dream, it's like you are pursuing a dream which you want to come true, right? So you need a hell lot of a persuasion. The core of it is the people connect. If you do not understand the behavioral science, all right, you
Lovely.
cannot connect with people. Okay, you cannot connect with people. See, I am talking about a new sets of skill sets, yeah,
True.
which is very, very adaptable and very, very true in today's world. You need imagination. COVID has changed everything. Okay, I'm talking about ID5. What ID5 was before COVID and what ID5 is after COVID is completely different. What helped us? What saved us? Imagination. We imagined that from where to where we want to go. Yeah. So all leaders must have. They know where. So they have a storytelling. They have a persuasion. They have people connect. They have imagination. The next important point would be culture building. Yeah. You need to build the culture, and I am a very big fan of culture of learning. Okay. So I think that if the culture building and learning is not connected together, you cannot survive. Yeah, you need to continuously learn, unlearn, relearn, forget it, go again from. It's a very flexible world now. You cannot stick to one thing, and that's what I'm saying. Your academic background, all
Doesn't
the
matter.
theories that you have learned, not working. Okay,
Absolutely.
so
Absolutely.
people who are not academically very strong, don't worry. You don't need it. Trust me. You seriously don't. If you can, very good. If you cannot, don't get upset about it. You can still become a leader. You can still become a founder of a startup. You can still pursue your dream. You can do anything. No one can stop you. Yeah. And the final, I would say that you need a strategic outlook. Yeah. If it is very important, I tell you, in Flipkart, I think every 6 months our goal changed. Okay. Every 6 months our goal changed. Every 6 months somebody new came who has given us a new goal. Okay, it's not Flipkart. It happens with all the Flipkarts of this world. Nothing is fixed because the world is not fixed. What it was
Absolutely.
COVID and pre-COVID, just imagine, everything has changed. So if you do not have a strategic outlook, then you cannot survive. Yeah. So I think these are the things. And you know what? I think you survive because the environment feeds you with this. So you
True.
learn from the environment. So maybe there are many more. What I told you all is what is coming to my mind right now. But every day you will come to know about something which is helping you in building your leadership skills. So nothing is
Absolutely.
constant. Nothing is fixed.
Every time we go through inner conflict, every time we need to come up, every time we need a help. I think sometimes I personally if, go through. I'm also founder of ProTouch.
Yeah.
I personally go through a lot of conflicts. It's better to ask for help. Sometimes not only asking, but just expressing that, hey, I'm facing this, right? Before going forward for the next question, I just would like to suggest everyone that I'm sharing the details of our course website, Dr. Sneekda's LinkedIn, my LinkedIn. So details in the chat box. Feel connected, free to connect with us. And now we move forward to the next one favorite last question from my side, and then I will be taking questions from the chat box.
Sure.
I work in the area of diversity and inclusion very passionately. And there is always another question like women leadership, right?
Hmm.
First of all, leadership has no gender, right?
Yes.
Leadership is leadership. But would
Yes.
you like to highlight certain points as far as women leadership is concerned? We have a lot of women who are doing our course certifications. They are on break, they are coming back. There are some, there are many women leaders are already there who are doing certification courses from us. So would you like to throw some light how women can develop leadership skills? I do not mean to say that we don't have leadership skills, but anything specific you would like to mention here?
So I hope the men won't mind here, right? If I go into a little detailing of it, yeah, please don't mind. In my whole life, I have learned from men leaders, so all credit goes to them.
Mhm.
Having said that, what I'm going to talk about the women because of two reasons. One is that there are a lot of women leaders here; they should not feel any less. All right. Another thing is that what I'm telling you is what I felt. I really don't know what is in the set world. This is what I'm talking from me as a leader who is a woman. Okay. I always felt that women leaders are more transformational than men. Yeah. Now this is a world of transformational leadership. If you open LinkedIn, you will see every day one or the other women is getting appointed as a CEO of a big organization. Yeah. When I was a kid, I used to look up to Indra Nui and Chandra Kochar and all this, but they were very few. Okay. But
Mhm.
now I think more than half of the organizations are led by them. Yeah.
Mhm.
So you know what, in this transformational world, if you remember Charles Darwin's that one very important quote that he said that not the strongest or the most intelligent survives, but the most responsive to change. And you know what,
Mhm.
we are daughters, mothers, we get married, we have in-laws. Who one
Mhm.
else is more adaptable than us? I think it's a
True.
natural ability that we have to accept change, adoption, more agile we are. Yeah, I think that is how God has created us. We have a transformational mindset. We go from one house to another house and we adopt, we change, we make changes, we accept, and we are happy, right? So
Mhm.
I think we are, as a DNA, we are more flexible than men. So we are gifted. Okay. Now, now going into the detailing of it. Okay.
Mhm.
So, see, there are two things. One is a self belief, another is the self awareness. Okay. Self
True.
belief is you believe in a lot of things about yourself. Self awareness is, are you aware that what you believe are the true? Yeah. Um, I have always felt that women are not as insecure as the self help books have ever portrayed. Yeah. Um, where we are different than the men is that we are less overconfident than the men. I think we know how to calculate the gap between the self belief and the self awareness. In my life, I have felt that some men leaders that I have worked, I always felt that they're very overconfident. They don't know their where they can fail. I'm not saying everyone, but I have seen a good amount. And at the same time, I've also seen that women are very conscious about it. They know where they lack. They know where is the gap, and then maybe immediately they work on that. Yeah. I think naturally, because we are mothers, daughters, or whatever, we inspire people. We know how to transform people's attitude. We know how to align people with meaningful purpose. At least I have done it. Um, uh, I think I put myself ahead of my people all the time. Yeah. um, uh, that is transformational leadership is all about. I think it is linked to the higher level of the team management, performance, productivity. The moment you put your people ahead, you put that speed of trust, you empower people, and you inspire, you motivate them. You don't command, you empathize, you
Mhm.
focus on elevating others. I think you win the game. Yeah. So
Amazing.
yeah, I think these are very natural ability. And another thing is that I think a lot of women, they are very humble. Yeah. So they say that don't say you are humbled, just be humble. Okay. So humility is again fundamentally a feminine trait.
Mhm.
I think it is one that is also essential to being a great leader. Without
Mhm.
humility, it is very hard for anyone in charge to acknowledge their mistake, learn from the experience, and take into account other people's perspective. So you are the change that you are willing to change. So you become the change, right? What Gandhiji said. So I would say that. These are the qualities, nothing pointing towards the men, but I think women have the natural capability to become leaders. So I give a small example that a lot of people think that a woman cannot handle operations because operation is a
Hmm.
tough job.
Huh.
Operation is usually a male dominated area.
Hmm.
Honestly, in my early days, I got rejected for a lot of operation leads role because a lot of people thought that ladki nahi kar payegi, you know. But I think no, we are housekeepers by birth. We are our, all our mother, grandmother, everybody. They are handling the house.
Hmm.
Keeping is operations, handling operations. Operations is housekeeping. It is how you manage your house. How you manage your house.
Absolutely.
When you have a great management strategy into place, you know how to manage it. You know how to connect with people, right? So these are the things that I would say that women leaders they possess. They are doing a great work. It's just that you need to be aware of that self belief vis-a-vis the self awareness. If you understand that gap, you are great, good to go.
And I think that is where the question comes from, Karan. And the question is how to identify that gap, self awareness and self belief.
So I think there are a lot of instruments. I use a lot of journaling. Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
Every day in the morning and the evening, I do. It's how much you want to invest in yourself. Okay. Um, it's a good way to start the day, and it's a good way to end the day. That I know who am I, so I have done a check on me. That okay, these are the things that I think I'm very good at. Okay. Now, vis-a-vis, I want to know that how my day went today and where I have, see, you know the answer. You can
Hmm.
give whatever answer to people. Yeah. But you know what is truth and what have you done, right? You need to be honest with you. At the end of the day, if you write a diary and you maintain a journal and you write them down, you will know that this is what I thought I'm A or मैं तो निकली Z, right? So you know that there is definitely a gap, and then you pick that up. So if you keep it there, it's just a diary and a pen and some sentences. If you know how to put into perspective, then you will work on them, and next day you will not make the same mistake. Trust me, it's a hell lot of hard work, and leadership is all about hard work. You cannot become a good leader uh, just like that. You a lot of hard work. Even if you are a natural born leader, you need to work on that because you need to sharpen your skills all the time.
Snigdha, when you're talking about journal maintaining and all, I also personally do that. But all the time I feel that's a race. It's a game. Every day we play a game, and that game and the competition is between head and heart. Your head says maybe you are XYZ, you do not know certain things, you will not be able to do it. And heart says, hey, I want to do it. I think let's follow hearts once in a while, get into that unexplored window in our lives. And that is where you will get to know and you will laugh. Oh my God, I thought I will not be able to do it. Because it is also connected a lot with our childhood programming, that, for example, there are a lot of posts also you come across and which says, if I talk loudly, I may sound bossy. If women needs to sit behind. Women are for sacrificing. The best woman is sacrifice. Who will not have a food first? You know. So आगे आगे नहीं जाना है. That is what is been always taught to us, and that unconsciously comes when we are at workplace, right? As you said, Snigna, we are so much aware about our limitations, but I think sometimes we take our limitation too seriously.
Mhm.
There is a study we saw shows that even though 50% job profile matches, men apply to those jobs. And even though our 80 to 90% it is matching, we don't even apply to that job. That shows the confidence. Okay. So we might be lacking certain skills, but I think let's not take that seriously. We can still go ahead and rock the show. I
And
think that is very
don't take it
important.
so seriously. I mean, guys, you know what? You just need to stress skill set. So you just
Right.
be it like go with the flow. You will overcome at some point in time. You will not even realize that. Okay.
Hmm.
So just I think fear kills it. So don't get into the fear mode.
Mm-hmm.
Just let it go whenever you feel a bit stuck. I mean, tomorrow will be a better day. Yeah. So just naturally let it be. You just go with the flow. That's the best thing.
There is one question has come to me, and the question is, what are the constraints to become a good leader? What are the constraints?
So I think if your vision, so I'm talking about a corporate here. Okay. So you are working in an organization. I'm talking in the context of a corporate here.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes maybe your passion and your vision, if it is not aligned with the vision of the organization or the vision of the owner, if it is a owner driven organization, yeah, I think that is the biggest stress one can have. Yeah, because you struggle day and night. I would say that either you have a honest discussion with the company. There is no point in cribbing about stuff. So either you change it or you leave it. Okay. Other than that, I think everything else can be worked up. Like you can work on if it is a skill problem, if it is a people problem. A lot of people cannot connect with people. That is the second most thing that I
Yeah,
would say. The emotional quotient of people have really, really gone down.
true.
But I think I've seen a lot of people have improved also on that. But one thing which is non-compromisable to me is that the way I think about the organization, and I think the way my company thinks about the organization. If we do not have mutual respect and value, and our goals do not match with each other, it is torturous to work in that organization. So I think how you may be a great leader, but you really cannot flourish, then you are wasting each other's time.
So I think that is where you come to the point of congruence. You know,
Hmm.
otherwise we will all get into the cognitive dissonance. That's what we call it in the psychological terms. That is, your values are not matching with your actions, and then you are like, you don't want to do it, and that is the terrible time one can have.
And you do not have the freedom to work the way you want to.
Absolutely, absolutely. Another question Mahesh has asked very nicely. Now, two questions, I'm bringing it together. One is a virtual leadership is the next level, a skill which we will need. Having said that, in the world of virtual leadership, you know, in the era of virtual leadership, how can we work on trust deficiency? Very nice question, Mahesh. Thank you for that.
Very nice question. So I
Yeah,
think we have realized during the pandemic, and I think it's a very very valid question because all of us are struggling with it.
true.
I think in the last 7 months, um, 70 to 80% of my bandwidth is going other than planning what will happen to the future and whatever, all the strategic and tactical work. I think more than uh, three-fourth of my time is going to how do I invest my time in bonding with my people to keep them intact. You know, since that we are not coming to work, um, uh, people come to me and they say that when you come and talk, we can see the body language, we can feel the
True.
emotion, we can see the facial expression. Things get a lot easier. Okay. When we do a virtual thing, there is a lot of understanding and absolutely true. And that is why I think you need more connects with people. Um, uh, if you can get into, so I'm not saying that get into their private space, but during this time, a lot of people are going through a lot of crisis, not only in terms of financial, but also in terms of mental, in terms of psychological, in terms of physical, if family issues, people are not having fresh air, their thought process is stopping. I think the way I have cracked it, and I'm still trying, not properly done it, is to become more like sympathetic, like empathy comes plays a very important role here. Is
Mhm.
that how I'm supporting him during this crucial time of pandemic,
Absolutely. Support.
that I am having a virtual leadership with him. Yeah. So suddenly from a virtual leader, I have become a family friend. Yeah. More than how much he has achieved the work, I asked, "Ghar pe kya ho raha hai? Is all okay?
Mm.
Are you fine? Is your health fine?" Yeah. So then that emotional quotient, that thing starts building up, and that person opens up. Otherwise, how will you know what's happening on the other side of the world, because you are not
True.
meeting him? Yeah. I think the one thing which can work in the virtual, I mean, you can have a lot of other things in virtual leadership, whatever, but only empathy can work here to break the wall. Yeah.
You
So
know,
I,
Dr. Snigdha, you said the another E you gave to me because today in the morning I read about virtual leadership and it gave me three E's. Like engage with the team. The
yeah,
engagement will lead to energy and encouragement.
yeah, absolutely.
Right? These are the, but I think now I will say engage with empathy with your team
Yeah,
and it will give energy and encouragement. I think that is what is very important.
absolutely.
And insights. On that note, there is Disha, and there are many, many students, as I said, who are with us, who have got around 3 to 4 years of experience in various fields. Some are from operations, administration, front office. Sometimes they are from different industry, and they plan to shift to the other career, and especially to HR. Okay. Since you have also shifted so many roles, different companies, and you have seen the transition in your career, what are the tips you would like to share with the participants today if they want to shift their career?
So for just a clarification needed. So are they into operations and they want to move to HR?
They are very different. Like some people are in sales and marketing, they want to shift to HR, or they are maybe in administration, now they want to shift to HR. So they are in supply chain, now they want to shift. So there is a shift and transition is happening.
Hmm.
Okay. So it can be industry wise also, or they are, for example, stuck in only recruitment and now they want to get into HR generalist field. So there is a transition is a common pattern which we can see. So how to manage that transition?
So I you are right. I have actually parallelly changed industries as well as my domain.
Mhm,
So I give you an example. I was with ITC hotels looking after their quality,
mhm,
hospitality, and quality. All right. I shifted from there to Flipkart as their head of customer support.
mhm,
So, from hospitality to logistics and from quality to customer experience. Very stressful time. Yeah, I must say that you really need a lot of courage to do that, because it is not only industry change, it is also your expertise is also getting changed.
true.
Yeah.
Mhm,
What worked for me? I always believed in my skills. I always believed that I can do it. Number one, positivity. That vibes should be always there that you can. Yeah, a lot of in our problem will actually, you can kill a lot of problem if you are convinced here that you can, and you can trust me on
mhm,
that. Okay. um Now there are two ways of looking into it. One is that you are very stressed that I'm really changing and completely shifting from one stage to the another. All right. So I will be completely in a mess. I can handle it. Yeah. Another thing, a better way of looking into it is that I'm learning new things, I'm learning new industry. I have always
mhm,
thought about it that this is opening my horizon. I'm going to meet a new set of people with different perspective. I'm going to learn a new skill sets, and it is exciting. Yeah. There
mhm.
is a small caveat here. If you do not have interest, then please don't go.
Absolutely.
Okay. You need to be interested for the job. You really need to be convinced, otherwise it will be a disaster. Okay. So you want to learn, you want to go into a new role, you are positive, you are looking for it, new sets of people, new city, or whatever, everything is fine. But if you cannot relate to that, if you think that this is not where your heart is, or you are not relating to this job, to this company, to the role, I would highly recommend, please don't go. Yeah, like what you mentioned, that you should listen to your heart, your interest. uh,
True.
what do you want to do in life? So what do I want to do in life? I may not know all the time, but at least I know what I like and where I can connect. I think we all know where we connect to, right? So take a decision, because you cannot really retake. Yeah, the chance of retake is very less over here, and it can very highly damage your career. So you really need to think wisely. If you have the heart at the right place, go ahead, because you will definitely gonna kill that. So
Absolutely.
that is what is my advice would be.
And once you find out the heart, it's very important. Then there are different ways which you may need to learn. Like, for example, if you want to be in HR, you need to learn certain things.
Yeah,
If you want to be in HR, you need to know analytics. So that is how it will go ahead, because now it is you are chosen, and it is like a marriage. So in the marriage, you need to learn also a lot of things, right? I think we all must appreciate Dan Shekhar, I hope I have said it right, for active participation in today's webinar. Another question, I think that will be the last question. Will you be able to suggest some books to develop leadership skills that you must read?
so you know what, my choice of books are very weird, honestly.
No,
uh,
I'm going to buy a Speed of Trust just after this webinar.
Yeah. So, Good to Great, Speed of Trust, all these books are really good if you want to read a lot of book on startups. Maybe what I can do, I can send you an email on the name of the books.
Yeah, sure.
But those are everyone will tell you to read them. Huh? These are like the standards of the industry. Like these are basics. If you really want to learn leadership, and if you have a little interest in uh, the politics, or in what's happening in the world around, read what is happening in the US presidential scenario. Read what is happening in the how Britain changed. You will see all this emerging leader, Abraham Lincoln, Margaret Thatcher. I think that is how I learned. Yeah.
Biographies also gives you a lot of insights.
Absolutely, absolutely. So they are very different way, but those are the real leadership capability if you really want to learn. Yeah. So this book, um, The Rivals, I forgot. It is actually the life of Abraham Lincoln. I'll send
Sure.
you the
And I
name.
will share
Send
that link
you
with
share.
everyone on email. From my side, I would like to suggest one or two books. One
Yeah.
is What Got You Here Won't Take You There, is an excellent book. Excellent book given by Marshall Goldsmith. You must have that. And it talks a lot about, most of the time we think these certain things work now. For example, you were very too good at performance. It worked, it gave you one promotion. But now, if you want to be there, only about performance will not matter. It will need added skill. So once the added skill is done, then you get next level. But when you go on next level, plus two, plus third will come, and it is an amazing thing. So you all must have this. All the women participants here can read one book called How Women Rise. It is an amazing book which gives us different habits as because of our childhood programming, how we have developed the self limiting beliefs, you know. And once you read it, believe me, I could connect with each and every point. And it has given a lot of questionnaires so that you can have your psychology analysis. So that is another book I will suggest. If you want to develop individual skills, then The $1 Million Habit, you know, amazing book that has changed my way of working. So do read these books. I hope that will help you. And yes, Karan is insisting on one question that, Madam, you missed out on one question, and that is, what is the one thing leaders are lacking these days?
People connect.
Ah,
This is the only critical thing that we need, and we lack it.
mhm. People connect.
I think our emotional quotient has really, really gone down. We definitely lack it. At least I do not see it around me, not majorly. Yeah.
Mhm.
I think where we have lost is we are more performance focused than people. Try this out. Become more people focused, your performance will come to you. Yeah.
What I feel, Dr. Snigdha, somewhere, the anxiety level of leaders also goes high because leaders above them,
No,
they are also performance focused.
I tell you why. I tell you why. Because of the betrayal that we have faced in our life, we have
Mm,
stopped trusting people.
true.
At some level, we do not trust people because of, I don't blame all of you because all of us have gone through very bad experiences in life. Yeah. So that element of speed of trust has gone down. And because you cannot trust people, your connect with people has gone down. In this today's world, we don't trust each other. That is the biggest problem.
I think that it is both ways. Team don't trust their bosses and bosses don't trust them. So
No,
it's
but
a
you know
both
what?
ways.
Somebody needs to start,
Yes.
and someone need to pay the price.
And one thing is there that all bosses are not bad.
Hmm.
All team players are not bad. So
So
sometimes
I
it's
would
unfortunate.
rather take a chance than losing it.
True.
So it has happened to me a lot of time that uh, I got betrayed. I again trusted. I again got betrayed. Have I stopped it? I try not to because then you can't survive, right?
True.
You have to take that. It's a gamble. You need to take a, and then maybe at some point in time, like when you enter a new organization, definitely you don't trust each other. How do you build that trust? People will not accept you as a leader if you don't know how to gain that position of trust. They will never ever, they will throw you out. You will be a big failure. But then,
I
because of your past scars, you are so worried that will I or will I not trust these guys? They are completely new to me. But you have to take a chance. It's a gamble. And then one day they will realize that, yeah, it's worth trusting my boss.
Absolutely. And that is where you need to go beyond work. I still remember one incident, one team member joined our team and they were having the discussion with team leaders. I said, did you have a really good discussion? They said, yes, almost 1.5 hours I spent with my new joining. I said, great. So what about her sibling?
Hmm.
How about her educational qualification? And the team leader was, what is that? I said, that is what is required if you want to have trust. Go beyond performance and go beyond work.
Yes.
And that is very, very, very important for all of us, right? I think that is very important. And
Yeah.
there is, I think Karan has said something that is should have mutual place to sit and talk. That is very important. Another question is coming that is LLB and can I join HR? Yes, Mahesh, we will deal with this particular questions after this, but certainly it complements because if you want to be in HR, if you have a background of psychology, will search psychology one, sociology another, and law if you have these three backgrounds plus HR, I think this is a Sone pe Suhaga in HR. That is what I will say. Okay. So that's a great thing. And you have an engineering background also. So certainly if you can join any technical company with a law background and plus HR, I think that will be amazing combination to go ahead. Okay, Mahesh, I hope that addresses that. And we have taken almost all the questions and it is 8 o'clock. I think the time has come
Would
to.
like to suggest two books.
Yeah, yeah, please go
Just
ahead.
put it. I
Uh,
forgot.
mhm.
You guys can read this book called "First Break All the Rules." This is how the Gallup survey got structured. First,
First break
break all the rules. Okay?
all the rules. Okay.
Um, uh, this is a very nice book, and the book that I was talking about is "Team of Rivals" by Doreen Goodwin. It's how Abraham Lincoln during the most critical time
Mhm.
handled his cabinet and shown a great leadership.
Amazing. I think in that we can also add Fire of Wings,
Mhm.
right? That is by Abdul Kalam. And if you don't want to buy, go on YouTube. There is a wonderful 1.5 hours audio book is available. So go on a long walk and listen to that because that audiobook has also given a lot of sound effects, so, and I just love all that action. So, when there is a rocket launch and all, and then the sound is coming, you feel good. So ups and downs, how a leader goes through, that book is really nice. So do have a look at it. Okay, Gulzar, kya baat hai. Great. So I think we have come to the end of the session. And Snigdha, I can't thank you enough. I'm not feeling that we are talking for the first time. It is like such a wonderful insights which we have got. And when it comes from horse's mouth, you have worked hard and you have gone ahead. So wish you all the best. And it's a lovely talking to you. Thank you so very much from on behalf of ProTouch team as well as all the participants. And
so
on
much.
that note, I just would like audience and the participants who wants to know more about the courses and the careers in HR or any other field, you can stay back so that we can take your questions. Others, if you want to leave, you can. But before that, I just would like to say something. There is one WhatsApp group which we have created where we share all the details related to our upcoming webinars and HR related things. You can feel to join that particular group. ProTouch students, if you are already in touch with us, so you don't have to join that group. Others can join that group. And next session is on 2nd December by Vikas Dua. As you know, he's a LinkedIn rocker, right? On how to make video resumes. So stay tuned and
Yeah,
definitely see you.
recently companies are asking video resume.
Yes. So we will be making, we will help you in that. So that is on 2nd December. I will share the details all over.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank
Snigdha,
you so
once
much.
again, thank you so much.
Uh, Anybody wants to ask any question that I have not answered or you have not asked, feel free to contact me in LinkedIn. I will
Yes,
definitely give you the answers. All right. Thank you so
sure.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Snigdha. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Hari sir.
Thank you. Thank
सबसे
you.
पहले ज्वाइन किया था आपने. Thanks
Thanks,
a lot.
everyone. Bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
So,
Bye, Aparna. Thank you so much. Had a great
bye, Riddhi.
session.
Thank you so much for joining. Thanks a lot.
I see you tomorrow.
Yeah, all the best for your
Mhm.
exam.
Thank you so much.
Great. So they are from POSH, train the trainer course.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, Tuti, you are saying something?
Yeah, thank you so much for the